Hi everyone, welcome back to the Forgotten City. Yes, last time we let Scintilla free and we escaped. But we're not going to do that this time.
Who are you? Did he send you?
He did not.
Juno, you're here. You have to help me escape before
Let's see if there's any other options though.
Wait, what? God, am I going out of my mind? Are you going to let me go or not?
Sorry.
What? No.
If I let you go, everyone else
Just leave me here.
will die.
How can you be so heartless?
We've tried this, and it was heartless. Not heartless, just rational. Our escape isn't worth the lives of everybody here.
I hate you.
Oh.
I spit on you. I hope this drags you to Tartarus.
That's cursing from you and Claudia now. Awesome. Right, so that's the escape route. And this is the route that Sentius will take. Right, so nothing happening there. Golden statues down there, lovely. Right, so we've got to win the election, and I think I may have cocked the election up already. So, I'm alive. Woohoo!
So you survived the cistern.
I did.
Probably just a stroke of fortuna. Don't get cocky.
On your best behavior, I trust?
Yeah. So,
What now?
Horatius, how can we get you to
All right.
right, maybe if I will speak to Scintilla
Harvey.
or Sentia, what's the name? The other daughter. Maybe she can convince Horatius.
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
Right, your sister.
Oh, you heard about her disappearance, I take it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, please do.
No, there's no options there. Right, let's go and have a word with Galerius then. Let him know that he's up for nomination. And then we'll get out the campaign trail again, I suppose. Looking down here. Yeah. Get the eggs golden. More golden eggs. Yeah. Do you want a golden goat? Oh no! Sorry, Mr. Goat. I'm sorry. Why did I do that? You can't look behind me, can you? Anyway, let's stop tormenting the poor souls in there. Right, where is he? Let's let him know. Let's let him know I accidentally killed his goat. That's a good question. Where did they get their animals from? It's probably down here, isn't he, by the tavern? Let's see.
You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always returns.
I can't get out. Hang on. There we go. If he's not here, then let's try the cell where Dooley is. We may be speaking to Dooley to try and calm his nerves. Go up past the here. Ah, here he is.
Salve again, friend. I went and did as you asked, and it worked.
I know, right?
How is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone and exactly what's about to happen to them?
I'm a demigod. I'm reliving the same day over and over.
You're toying with me, right? Wait, you're not kidding, are you? That's the only way you could have known. You're a bit like... Oh, what was his name?
Taphius.
Sisyphus. Yeah, that's the
Sisyphus,
one.
that's it.
Old King Sisyphus. Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago. For daring to think he could outsmart the gods, he was given a terrible punishment.
Pushing a rock up a
He
hill.
was forced to push a great boulder
Yep.
up to the top of a hill. Only, just as it reached the top, it would roll all the way back down to the bottom, forcing him to start over and over and over again for all eternity. Just like you. Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same futile task over and over. Tantalus was made to grasp at fruit on a tree he could never quite reach. The Pleiades had to keep fetching water in a sieve. Oh, and Ixion was strapped to a wheel going round and round forever. But on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they all were.
Yeah, right? Yeah, at least there's that.
Anyway, I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself into this position, friend, but you seem all right to me.
Right,
So,
good.
I'll tell you what. I'll keep doing whatever I can to help you.
Thank you.
And you just focus on finding a way to break the cycle you're in. Oh, and I'm in the running for magistrate.
Ah, you know. Okay.
Feeling kind of nervous, but I'm hoping it'll all be worth it when I order Dooley's release. I just hope I'll have the votes I need.
Be here before you know. I have the feeling you'll do great.
That's kind of you to say. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although, it's not as if I'll remember this next time we talk anyway, right? Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted. May fortune smile on you, friend.
Right. So, does Dooley get a vote, or is he a criminal?
Hello. Have we met before?
Yeah, we have, Dooley.
Do you
Fortune
like it?
smile on you,
It's
brother.
shiny, innit?
Is
It makes me happy just looking at it.
may I have it?
But if I gave it to you, then I wouldn't have it anymore.
That's
and
true.
I'd be sad.
I need it for something really important.
But it's mine, and I really like it. I want to keep it.
All right. What's it going to take?
Well, if you get me out of here, then I wouldn't need it anymore because I'd already be happy. Then you could have it, and you'd be happy too.
Yeah. No, there's no way sentence
Like-
to release you. Perhaps if we had a new magistrate.
Galerius. He's nice.
Yeah.
I like Galerius.
Come on, Dooley, catch up.
He made me a doll and everything.
So I need to persuade everyone to vote for Galerius.
Yeah, Galerius will let me
Galerius.
out. Then you can have my plaque, and everyone will be happy.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye, Dooley. Did you get to vote for
I
yourself?
saw you slide down that rope before. Very impressive. And strange, too, since that device you used is exactly the same as one I've been working on for weeks. Oh, of course. It's because I already gave it to you in a previous time loop, isn't it?
Yes.
Anyway, I'm sorry to ask, but is there any chance you'd be willing to do me a favor?
Here we go. What do you need?
Well, I've been trying to get this rare flower from the rock spire in the middle of the lake. It's too steep to climb, so I hung a rope over the lake and made this pulley device, only I, couldn't quite summon the nerve to use it. Do you think you could use the device again and try to get that flower for me?
Sure.
Oh, thank you. It would help me a lot.
So this is...
There's no rush, just whenever you get a chance.
do that right now.
All right. See you around.
Right, so that is what he's probably going to share his feelings with Equitia, whatever her name is. the barmaids, the taverner told us that he fancied her. So where is this flower over the lake? Oh, there. Oh, right, okay. So we've got to do a fancy drop down timing. Make sure we don't die. This could go horribly wrong, couldn't it? Alright, that's up there. Is there an easier way of getting up there? Could we turn the apple tree to gold, maybe? That might work. Or we just got to try and chance it. Right, okay then. Let's try and... Oh, too late. Sorry, almost clipped you then. Yeah, okay. Let's try. It's almost got to be instantaneously. A quicker way up
Don't
there?
you just love springtime?
I do, I do. It's got to be almost like an instant jump. I didn't realise how quickly we were going, and that took our momentum way past it. Right, let's try that again. Oh. Bit slow again. I wonder, can we cheat and just... No. That won't go golden. No, we can't get up there. Ah, okay. Jumping puzzles. I love jumping puzzles, me. King of jumping puzzles. Right. Trying to do a shortcut, didn't work. Right. Come on. Come on. Gotta go almost instantly. Almost instantly. Yes! Got it. Almost died horribly. Got it. Alright, there we go. Third attempt as well. Third time lucky. Hooray! I got a flower! Oh, sorry about your goat. Where is he? I think he's the worst farmer ever. He tends to go to the farm and he's gone to the bar, hasn't he? This is not the bar entrance. That's up there. I've got to go around, have I? Okay. I could go through the cave system, but it's quicker to just go around. Make sure he hasn't gone for a wander that way. Right, where is he? Where is the old farming fellow? She still hasn't moved. Still interested to see. Oh, I wonder if the demons get triggered. That if she's there, then right. Where's? He's not here. Ah, is he back with Dooley? When does he do any farming? He's never there. Honestly. There he is.
Don't you just love springtime? Salve again, my Sisyphean
Salve!
friend. Now, what's on your mind?
I got a flower for you.
Brilliant! You did it! Well done! This is going to make her so happy. Equitia, I mean. Now I just have to figure out how to give it to her. What I really want to do is walk up to her, give her the flower, and confess I've been madly in love with her since the moment we met. But on the other hand, I can't shake the feeling that the consequences could be... terrible.
What's the worst that could happen?
You mean, aside from her execution?
Yeah, aside from that.
Equitia is a Vestal priestess, meaning she's taken a vow of chastity, the breaking of which would be an extremely serious affront to the gods and a capital offense. Even if she was just suspected of being unchaste, it could lead to her execution. Unchaste Vestals get buried alive. Oh, and I'd get flogged to death for good measure. But at the same time, she's just so kind and graceful, and I feel so much love for her that if I don't tell her, it'll burn a hole in my chest. I don't know what to do. What do you think? What would you do?
I think you should tell her how you feel. Consequences be damned. I think you can admire her discreetly from afar. If you really love her, you need to get over her. I'm no relationship counsellor. Figure out for your own.
Now that I hear you say that out loud, I hear how crazy it is. I think maybe I need to be a bit more cautious.
Okay.
What I need is a go-between. Someone who can tell her how I feel and find out how she feels without risking her life. What do you say? Do you think you could help me one more time?
Okay, alright.
Wonderful! Now, all I need you to do is give her the flower and tell her it's from a secret admirer. Tell her I'll keep my distance and that I just want her to know that she's loved.
Oh, that's sweet.
Thank you. Come back as quick as you can and tell me what she says.
Yep. Okay. Bloody errand boy. Equateur! Equateur! Someone's shouting through the streets. Oi! Where are you? Are you in your house? Hello? Equateur? Oh, why do they make me... run half around the city, I was going to say.
Ave again.
Ave.
Did you find what you need?
Yes, someone wanted you to give you this gift, a flower.
Oh, how lovely. It just happens to be my favorite, too. Who do I have to thank for this?
I'm supposed to tell you it's from your secret admirer, and that they'll keep their distance. They just want you to know that you're loved.
I see. So, it's from Galerius, then? Of course I do. I think everyone in the city knows. That man is a wonderful human being, and my favorite person in the world. But he is the least subtle secret admirer you could imagine. The way he looks at me with those puppy dog eyes. Plus, he's been trying for weeks to get his hands on this flower. He went to so much effort, too. Suspending that rope above the lake, inventing that pulley device all on his own. He'd just stand there each morning, looking at the flower, trying to summon the courage to seize it. Oh, my heart.
So what should I tell him?
Tell that adorable oaf that my Vestal's vow of chastity ends once I turn 36. So if we ever make it out of here, and he doesn't mind waiting a few years, then tell him I love him too.
Sure.
I hope so. See you again soon, I hope.
Right. So everyone loves oh, what's his name? Galerius. I'm going to keep calling him Galerius because my brain is just not very
Citizen.
good with words. Can I bribe you?
Whatever's in that great temple, don't even talk to me.
Oh. We'd love to be able to just sort of chuck a golden goose egg at him and go on. Another one? Here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. You know, and then get his attention like that. I think we could win him over. Right. Galerius, where are you? Don't mope about your golden goat. He's not here. I doubt he's on the farm, is he? I'd be amazed if he's on the farm. Never seen him on the farm. No. Galerius! Remember, it's like hilarious, but it's Galerius. Galerius. Where are you? Is that you? No, that's Equateur. But he took everything from him. Oh, there he is. Hey! Come back here.
Salve again, my Sisyphean friend. Now, what's on your mind?
Right. I delivered your flower.
Thanks. What did she say?
It's over. She knew it's from you. She asked me if when she turns 36, she's allowed to marry.
Venus, that is the best news I've ever heard in my life. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You have no idea how happy you've made me. I wish there was something I could do to thank you properly, but I don't have much to offer you. All I can do is tell you where there's a secret stash of coins you might be interested in.
Okay. I'm listening.
In the rock tunnel near the stairs, there's a little doorway set into the rock. Inside, if you look carefully, you can see a chest. Unfortunately, one of those golden huntress statues is blocking the path, and I'm not game to move it. If you can figure out how to get past it, I reckon there might be a small fortune waiting for you. I hope that helps in some way.
Not really, no.
All right, friend. Hope you find a way to break that cycle you're in.
Well, the only way I can think is if we trigger the golden rule, then she will move and we can get in there. But it's not really something we want. Oh, is it down here? This is another way. Wait a minute. Have I got my normal bow? Oh, in the hand! Look at that! The old Jedi mind trick, sticking the bow in you. That one's in the top of the head. Oh, go on, please move. I was wondering if that'd do anything. Oh, that is a big chest now, isn't it? No, we're going to have to wait for it to come alive to get around that. So, I think we're kind of at an impasse now, aren't we? We can't get... let's call the election early, because we need to reset everything. No, I can't pull myself up that ledge. It would appear. So it's going to be a stalemate, and I imagine the Sentius will remain as default magistrates.
Ave again. Did you find what you need?
But Malleolus won't be elected, so we can see how that goes.
It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Galerius, the challenger.
Yeah.
Why do you ask?
Let's go now. Can we start the election now?
As I said, I'm planning to hold it before dusk. But I suppose I could hold it sooner, if there's a good reason.
I don't want to wait. I just want to get over and done with. Holding it early will prevent conflict between voters.
Yes. I have overheard some rather unpleasant arguments. The last thing we need here is additional conflict.
That's what I thought.
Very well. I'll get things started right away.
Right, so this will be interesting. So we'll see how this one pans out. It's a note from Dooley. Because surely somebody else is going to commit a golden sin.
Citizens, it is time. Let us
time.
meet to elect our magistrate.
Time to go to the theater.
Right, exciting times then. Let's find out what happens. We'll go from our opportunity. Have I not been up here this time? Is there more gold up here? Oh no, I have been up here. For some reason that's gone back to... I'll put my bow away. Alright, my friend. Oh, he's not going to turn his head this. I was teasing of him. Right. So, Galerius. Who's that? Not Galerius. Galerius. Not Galerius. Galerius. Not Galerius. Yeah.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helver. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Decius.
Sentius.
Oh.
Virgil.
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism.
Ulpus
Galerius.
voted the way we wanted him to.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate.
Yes,
is
Ulpus
Gallus
came through
Galerius
for us.
Helver.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed.
Dooley.
Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
Well done. Ulpus, you star, you came through.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am.
Yes.
May I know your name?
Oh, okay. I'm Taff.
A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes.
What now? You didn't foresee this, did you?
We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community.
Is he going to create a
Equitia
golden
will be delighted to
law
meet
break?
you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you.
No, come on.
We have?
Yes.
Is that about right?
Yes. I broke it.
You broke it.
Just want to see what happens. Try and save someone's life.
Well, it seems you failed spectacularly.
Yes.
Look, it's unfortunate, but all that matters now is that you make use of what you've learned and gathered and do better next time. Now, I assume
Dooley
you
is
sought
free
me out
from
again
himself.
for a reason.
I know what you did to Scintilla. What happens now that you're no longer magistrate?
Nothing really. It won't be long before the golden rule is broken and everything will be reset. I dare say it won't affect me in the slightest.
How do you know it'll be reset to that point?
Me? What are you talking about?
Salve.
You know, you remind me of him.
Our new magistrate is just walking against the wall. He's not one of our best and brightest, is he? Who?
Al Worth. The fellow who came
It's
through
true.
the portal before you.
You remember?
Come now. Surely you didn't think you were the only one here who remembered everything. You see, my connection to the portal somehow preserves my memories from one group to the next. Whether that was Proserpina's intention or a happy accident, I'll never know. But I'm surprised you hadn't noticed. Here I was thinking you were a little bit sharper than Al was. Or perhaps you're just more willing to break the rules.
Okay.
He was a moralistic fellow, never once compromised on his principles. And because of that fatal flaw, he relived this day many thousands of times before we finally had this conversation. I watched him come through the portal each time, always a little older, a little more disheveled, a little more haunted. And when he finally saw the futility of it all, as you're about to, it broke him. He drank a jug of wine, tied a noose around his neck, and took his own life, just before he was shot with a golden arrow. The next time I awoke, you showed up. But you've caught up to where he was so quickly. I mean, you've lived through the day, what, 5 times? Extremely impressive. And yet everything you've done has been in vain, because there's no escape. Except the path that Al took, the path he wrote about on his tablet. What was it? So,
You're boring me now. You knew it was the way out, and keeping locked up your own daughter to keep a secret. Why?
Why? Isn't it obvious? And
yes. You want to keep the day going. Hand over the key.
And why would I agree to that?
It's the right thing to do. If you don't hand it over, you might have an uprising in your hands. What's stopping me from taking it by force?
You might want to think that through. If anyone so much as touches me, everyone dies.
Right thing to do?
You and your pathetic morality.
Okay.
Nobody cares about your opinions.
All right.
Least of all, me.
All right,
Understand that to me, you've never been anything more than a useful idiot.
Oh, at least I've been useful.
You're no longer useful.
Oh, just the idiot then.
I certainly hope not. In fact, I want it to go on and on forever until you wither and die like Al did, and the gods send yet another useful idiot to extend my life for me.
Terrific.
What are you going to do? Beg the gods for help?
No, I'm going to kill the
They
gods.
don't care about you, and neither do I.
Okay.
Now, get out of my villa. I'm bored with you.
I'm not in your villa, you moron. We're in the Senate Forum Theatre thing. Yeah, boo. Sucks to you. Right. Dooley, where's my plaque? She will guide you. Dooley!
Hello? I'm Dooley. Magistrate Galerius said I should thank the newcomer. Are you the newcomer?
Yes. That's me. We've met before, Dooley.
Oh, sorry. I don't remember things so good. But thank you.
You're welcome.
You're a big helper.
Ah.
I was locked up, but they let me out again. I'm so happy.
Can I have the plaque then?
You can have my shiny plaque if you want, and maybe
Thank
you can
Dooley.
help me find my treasure. My friend Hannibal used to look after me, and he said he always would. But then he died.
He did.
But before that, he told me if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious.
What was it?
He gave me a key to the cisterns and told me to keep it safe.
Galerius.
He said there's something very precious way up high. Please help me find it. Please.
Fortune smile on you, brother.
A secret until I found someone I could trust.
This magistrate. Oh, it's gone to his head. Alright, I'll help you.
Oh, thank you. Here's the key.
Key to the upper cistern is below the Great Temple. Okay.
I hope you find it. In the cisterns. Way up high, Hannibal said.
Is it Scintilla?
Oh, look over there. Something shiny. Is it treasure? Maybe it is treasure. I can see it for myself. So pretty.
So is he going to
It's
steal
just lying
something?
out here in the open. Maybe nobody wants it anymore.
Dooley.
Maybe no one will mind if I just take it.
Dooley. Don't do it, Dooley. I'm watching you, Dooley. I've got stuck in a cart. Hang on. I'm watching you, Dooley. That's kind of ruined the mood there, didn't it? Right. No, we need to get to the temple, don't we, to put the plaque. Dooley, give me time enough to get to the temple. Please, Dooley. I'm going as fast as I can. I need to put this plaque on the obelisk. Is Julie going to give us the time? We're almost there. We're almost there. Hang on. No!
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Can I put it there? Gotta use the portal again. Dooley! Oh god. Oh, missed! I missed. Ow! Okay, I'm gonna have to wait here till I'm feeling better. There's another. Is that another? No. Okay. My health is almost healed. Fully. She's just around this corner here. We're gonna leg it rather than. That's just a thing, is it? It's not a guard. Right, good. We don't need the 4 grand, so we've been in that area once. We don't need to go in there again. Right. Time loop number 6. Bloody Dooley. Right. Hilarious.
Salve, friend.
Salve.
Mind telling me who you are
Hilarious.
and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
Yep.
Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening.
Right.
You
do that.
Oh no. All right, I can do that.
Do that.
Poor Virgil. Poor Rufius too, I guess. All right, got it.
Tell Malleolus that you know his real name is Quintus, thanks to Claudia and that Nero sends his regards. Tell him to be withdrawn from the election and release the debts.
What? Are you... You're serious, aren't you? I doubt Domitius will let me talk to him, but I'll make sure he passes on the message.
Okay. Fabia.
All right, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine.
Yeah.
Understood.
Right.
I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Right, is he gonna stop Ulpus actually? I didn't see Ulpus and Yulia. Or maybe they just take that for granted. Right. We're gonna take on Pluto though, aren't we? So we should have in my inventory the Greek plaque. Roman plaque. Did we not get it? Oh! Did Dooley not give it to us after all? Dooley! Oh my goodness me. Right. So there's the Roman one. That's the weird one. There's the Egyptian one. So Dooley didn't give it to us. That treacherous little...
Salve, friend.
Oh god, sorry. Didn't see that. Right. Dooley, have you still got this bloody plaque?
Don't believe a word they tell you.
He's okay. So that's all worked out well. I suppose this way I can buy the
Give it here. I'm just going to help her swallow this.
I can buy him now because he's gonna be cool. Oh look.
Filthy, lying degenerate.
Shrine may collapse at any moment. I hadn't read that before. Right, let's take the fletched arrows. Lovely. Oh, oh, There you go. Good. Right. Dooley.
Hello. Hello.
Right. Where's the plaque?
Do you like it?
Yes.
But well.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
Yeah. Galerius will let.
Good.
Bye bye.
Oh, hang on. About your treasure. Can I talk to Dooley? Dooley? No. Okay. What now? There's always a grand up here. Let's grab the grand. To make sure. There we go. There we go. Lovely. Right, all that's done.
How'd you do?
Good. Right. So I'm hoping he's now no longer standing in the election.
I have a message from Malleolus.
Yeah? Who's it from?
The Emperor. He knows Malleolus's real name is Quinctius, thanks to Claudia, and demands he withdraw from the election and release Ulpius and Iulia immediately.
Are you out of your mind, farm boy?
Domitius, that's enough.
What? You're not going to listen to this dolt, are you?
Galerius, all right, I'll withdraw, and Ulpius and Julia are free. I trust our business is concluded?
Yes, that ought to do it. I guess I'll go and tell Ulpius the good news then.
Right. So where is this? Is that the...
Hello?
Is that... No, that looks like a bit of paper, doesn't it? Where is the... Is it... Oh, there it is! It's right at the back! I didn't pick it up from the cell. It's my own fault. Ah! Right. Could have done this about 20 minutes ago.
Galerius.
Ulpius?
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius?
The man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helver.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. I've got a lot of work ahead of me.
Right.
Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georgius I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
There you go, Dooley. Right. Magistrate sent us to do... Oh, we've already seen that, haven't we? Yeah. We'll take it anyway. Right, let's take the plaque. That is what we wanted. Let me out. Thanks, Dooley. Right. You met before, Dooley.
Thank
You're welcome.
You can have maybe my friend, but...
I did.
Oh. Maybe it is treasure.
Right, we may not be able to get up there in time. We haven't been in the past, but we'll give it another go. If I can pop that in,
you're coping.
I might be able to trigger the god wrath at the same time. Oh, Dooley!
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
That gave us no time at all, Dooley.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for
Good.
thou art with me.
Good stuff. Right, what happens if I put that in there? The temple open? Oh god. Serpentine. 7 times. Ah. Right, bloody dealy. Right, we can immediately go and we don't even need to let Galerius do the stuff, do we? We can head straight to the temple, but we might as well. Hello, Galerius. Yep.
Oh.
Do this.
Julia.
Do that.
Oh,
Do
all
this.
right, let me.
Do that.
I'll go.
Good. Right. Oh, we didn't get full health that time. Let's get this healed up. Right. It'd be interesting to see if this triggers the Wrath of the Gods. I think it probably would. But oh, we're getting there finally. So I wonder what the other two endings are then. Could turning the magistrate into a golden statue be one of the endings? And then we take the form of the magistrate? I don't know. Maybe we could have to figure those out. But I think these are the main two, aren't they? Sneak out and then face the gods. Oh good, they're still gold tap. They're not going to try and shoot me this time. Hades, Lord of Many, grant me an audience. Nergal, the Fierce One, grant me an audience. Osiris, Lord of Silence, grant me an audience. Or Pluto, say nothing. Oh, you might do. Hades. Nergal? Osiris. Pluto? I wonder if you could do them in any order. And they'd always do that. I don't know. Pluto! Father. Yeah, here we go. Osiris. Hades. Oh, we didn't do 3 that time. Oh, we're in different... Oh, look, now we're in an Egyptian part. Oh, okay, I should have just paid attention to what was going on around me. Osiris. And now we're in the Sumerian type. Here he is. So this would be Nergal. My retinas have just burnt. Oh! Ooh. Oh. Oh look, it's all hieroglyphs and stuff. Wow, there's Earth. Who's this?
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly that there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask.
Okay. What's your story, mate?
My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know?
So you're the god.
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey.
Why do you look and sound like a man?
My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. Desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive.
May I see your true form?
No.
Oh.
Long ago I swore to Proserpina that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that.
Who is the woman on your left?
This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians,
Isis!
Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpina to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal.
Oh, she's trapped.
Your gaze lingers too long.
Who is on your right?
That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though
Oh,
she
Karen.
wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutabal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferryman. You will talk more later. For now, ask your questions.
Talk about something else.
As you wish.
What is this place?
It has come to be known simply as the Underworld, and it exists because of a wager I made long ago.
Ooh. What wager?
That is a long story, one that began over 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. You see, long ago my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep.
So she's a prisoner like the golden
and
statues.
sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo what she has done to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made.
Wow.
But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us.
Ah, okay.
My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting.
Okay, so he's doing it out of a sense of love, but probably something misguided. Who are your kin?
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names, but perhaps you knew them by their Roman names. Our leader, Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Vulcan, Vesta, Ceres, and of course, my beloved Proserpina.
Who built the city?
As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive, and then the Romans, and they all did the same thing. They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten.
How did you decide who comes here?
To ensure the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random.
Oh,
to
coins.
this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sumer. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Proserpina's along with it.
How did humans learn about the underworld?
It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people, on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place, in their priests' pursuit of profit. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning, and in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth. Of course.
Are you responsible for the Golden Rule?
That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing.
Why turn people to gold?
That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, two were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold, and when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching, and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. And I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain.
Okay,
but that
harsh,
was
but
not enough.
no?
For the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all, to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of
that's
mankind
torture.
for eternity, as silent golden sentinels.
That's harsh. So you were responsible for destroying all their lives. He'll argue there they were.
I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it.
Where did these golden bows come from?
When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. A consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies.
Furies. Okay. What do you consider a sin?
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
That's true.
It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not?
It is indeed. That principle is not as easy to apply as it sounds.
For you, perhaps.
So how do you know when people sin?
I'm able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes.
Is Prospina connected to the statues?
If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask?
No reason.
Then what an odd question.
Indeed. I've seen some terrible things here, and you didn't consider a sin. How could you let this happen?
Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations?
Yes, I do, yes.
Or are you going to give me an example?
No, we live in a time of sweeping statements. A suicide.
I've seen no such thing, but in any case, taking one's own life is a self-directed act. It is not one that is done to others, however they may be affected by it. Therefore, it cannot be said that one who commits suicide has done anything unto others.
Well, that's really loose, isn't it? That seems a little bit extreme literal interpretation of the rule.
Applying this rule always requires us to interpret the meaning of the words. The literal interpretation helps to minimize the ambiguities of your primitive language.
If our language is so full of ambiguity, doesn't that make the rule inherently subjective and unreliable?
Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
Well, I'm not saying that. Never mind.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
Abduction?
Abduction? You mean the magistrate imprisoning his daughter in the cistern, I take it?
Yeah, that's the one.
He did so because she sought to escape. A sin I take particularly seriously. Better that he stops her from escaping, albeit brutishly, than I have to wipe out this entire city to punish her. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I suppose.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
Pre-gorging of life-saving medicine.
The merchant. How is that
Gorging, sorry.
inconsistent with the rule I've outlined?
We wouldn't want somebody else to demand an outrageous price for the medicine that if he needed was dying.
I disagree. Having watched this merchant, that is precisely what he would expect from others, and he would be quite capable of paying the price anyway.
Right. So you're saying because he can afford it, it's okay. You can't know what he would expect, you're just speculating.
Applying this rule always requires speculation to some degree. It requires us to ask what another person would want if they found themselves in another situation.
So again, it's flawed. It doesn't make it inherently subjective and unreliable.
Not if we're wise enough to know the mind of man.
Okay. And you think you know the minds of other people?
Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
Okay. Let's see if
Now
we've got
tell
any
me,
other more
what other
contradictions
sins
we
do
can
you
catch him in.
believe I have overlooked?
A scam.
Ah, the tavern keeper.
Yes, the tavern keeper.
How is that inconsistent with the rules?
I'll tell you. She wouldn't want someone else to sell her hemlock if she thought she was buying a means of escape.
I disagree. Having watched that tavern keeper, that is precisely what she would expect from others. She would view it as a game, one she intends to win.
You can't know what she'd expect, just speculating.
Applying this rule always requires speculation to some degree.
Similar kind of argument we're going down
to
here.
ask what another person would want if they found themselves in another situation.
Fair enough.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
Debt bondage?
You speak of the moneylender. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
He wouldn't want to be trapped with a 30-year labour contract because of a loan.
And he would never have signed a contract pledging his labour for 30 years. All he did was enforce the terms of a contract signed voluntarily by others.
The whole concept of debt bondage, like slavery, is unethical. It's illegal under international law where I'm from.
Ignoring your irritating sense of moral superiority, this is interesting.
Oh.
I'm curious, how do people escape poverty where you're from?
It's customary to take out a loan to buy a house, and in some places to pay for education.
I see. And how long might it take such a person to repay their debt?
It depends. Typically decades, sometimes their entire life.
I fail to see how your system of loans is significantly different to a debt bondsman signing over his labour for 30 years.
It's not the same thing.
Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
Of course not.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
I think he's got the same argument. Experiments of gods. I've heard enough. It just shows how unreliable and subjective the moral code is, and it's better to judge right from wrong from any human. Let's go with the last one.
And the palace.
Let's see if we get any more detail.
How is that inconsistent with the rule?
Well, let me tell you. She wouldn't want to be experimented on if she was gilded.
The rule is do unto others, meaning other people. Those statues are something else now. Bloodless shadows, mere shapes of their former selves. They are forsaken. What happens to them is no concern of mine.
I see.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
I've heard enough. Just shows how unreliable and subjective your moral code is.
Do you honestly think you could do better?
No, but that's my point. Nobody's grasp of right and wrong is so perfect they can be trusted with all its power. You've become a tyrant.
I should strike you down for that.
Yes, go for it. And if you did, you'd be proving my point. Ah-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha.
Now, did you have any other questions before your reckoning?
Let's talk about something else.
Very well.
Any openings here for jobs? That's all the questions I've got.
Good. Then now it is time for your reckoning. Only, it seems, something is wrong. It has long been within my power to see into the hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life. But when I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. How is this possible? Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you come here?
Maybe you're getting forgetful in your old age. I'm from the future.
If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
He cannot know.
I was hoping you could tell me. I came here on my own.
Impossible. No mortals possess such power.
Do you have a better explanation?
Not yet, but I will learn the truth. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now.
Hooray!
But answer this.
Okay.
Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
I'd like to put an end to the golden rule. I just want to get out of here. I'm here to kill you. I'm here to kill you. With 2 different types of bows. Never mind, I'll be going now. I'd like to put an end to the golden rule.
Your hubris is amusing.
Yeah, I'm glad you
I will
think so.
allow you to make your case.
Oh,
I warn
okay.
you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called golden rule?
If you're doing this for love, you should know that Prospina doesn't love you. Or I don't know that. How can you expect us to live without sin if you can't do it yourself? The golden rule is corrupting this city and ensuring you'll never win the wager.
How so? And be specific. You have made a grave allegation, and I expect you to back it up.
Okay, fingers crossed. Decius is price gouging for life-saving medicine because he knows nobody can take it by force. Rufius has become paranoid, and he's jumping at shadows like Virgil's sexuality. Aurelia is exploiting people's desperation for escape by selling them hemlock. Malleolus has trapped people in debt bondage by convincing them that rebelling would break the law. Let's try to stop from the top.
True. I have witnessed him doing that.
Rufus?
He is a volatile and confused fellow, that one.
Aurelia?
I admit, I have grown disturbed watching them.
Malleolus.
His cruelty does seem to grow greater by the day. If you're right, my involvement has corrupted the very thing I sought to observe impartially. But if I were to accept that, are you telling me these humans could coexist peacefully, without theft or violence, without my law?
No. But humans need to be able to use force in exceptional circumstances to correct their societies.
How so?
We use violence to discourage bad behavior, to neutralize criminals and overthrow tyrants.
And how is that working for you?
Where I'm from, 2,000 years in the future, it's worked pretty well. Okay. On average, life expectancies are climbing, and crime rates are declining. Not at the current time, they're not.
So you say, and yet your world is still imperfect.
It's getting better all the time. One day we'll get there. Our world will always be imperfect, but the kind of force required to create a utopia will inevitably result in a tyrant.
You have spoken
tyranny.
Eloquently. And yet, if what you say is true, it follows that my wager was fatally flawed from the beginning. But that would mean Jupiter, Proserpina's father, who knew more about you than anyone, proposed a wager I could never win. Why would he do that?
Perhaps he made a mistake too. Perhaps he wanted you to abandon the wager so Proserpina could be free from you. Perhaps he felt threatened by you and didn't want a potential challenger in Elysium. Perhaps he left you behind because even your own kind don't want you. I reckon it's probably that one.
Perhaps. But if that was so, surely I would have sensed his deception. How could I have been so blind for so long?
You're no better than us. You're a monster on a power trip. Perhaps when you look on human form, you took on some of the human foibles as well. Perhaps you were blinded by your love for Proserpina. It's very human.
Your words sting me, mortal. But perhaps it is what I deserve. As difficult as this is to admit, I have suspected as much for a long time now. And I cannot deny it any longer. I've been so fixated on taking my beloved to Elysium that every time one of you sinned, it wore away my hope of being with her again. In time, I began to despise your kind for making her believe that you could ever be better than you are. But my rage was not born of malice. Quite the opposite. Everything I have done, I did because I loved her. Who knew this empathy of yours, which you celebrate so much, could have such a dark underside? This has gone on too long. It is time for me to let go of this form, of her, of all of you. But know this, if I abandon the wager and leave for Elysium, neither she nor your kind may ever ascend.
Well, we haven't done before, so we just want to return to this world. Why can't we go to Elysium?
Because doing so would violate the rules of my sacred agreement with Jupiter, and you would receive a hostile reception. The best I can do is return you to the land of the living. I will have Charon make arrangements to ferry the others. But as for you, be aware you will be separated from the rest.
Why?
Once this exodus begins, the events that brought you to this moment will never have taken place, and you will have created a paradox. What will become of you is difficult to predict, But that is the risk you have taken by interfering in the natural flow of time. Now, are you ready?
I am ready.
Farewell, mortal.
Farewell, god of the underworld. The Herculean task complete. As we go backwards, walk backwards really quickly. As we talk. And there's Al. Hi, Al.
Oh. Hi there.
Hi.
Gave me a bit of a fright.
I bet.
Thought I was in here alone. I'm Al.
Hi, Al. Al Worth, I came here to find you.
Well, here I am. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
I am Taff, the Magnificent.
Oh, did that lady in the forest send you in here after me? I guess I lost track of time, learning about the history of this place, and it is extraordinary. I'm fairly certain you and I are the first people to set foot in this city for about 2,000 years.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Fortunately for us, the last person in here was a Roman man named Galerius, who inscribed an account into a tablet.
Oh yeah?
Apparently there was a community of 20-something people trapped in here, and living in fear of a curse they called the Golden Rule.
Ooh.
They believed that if even one person sinned, an unknown god would cast them all into gold, like the 1,000 people who'd lived here before them. Then, one day, just as Galerius had finished praying for a good harvest at the shrine of Proserpina, an oracle appeared and told him how to solve the ills of the city, like saving the life of a dying woman, foiling an assassination attempt.
He sounds
and
amazing.
So on. Meanwhile, the oracle walked up to the temple of the mysterious god, this one right here, and demanded an audience. And the doors just opened up to him. Nobody knows what went on in there, but Galerius wrote the oracle must have been more persuasive than Odysseus, because the next thing he knew, the ground shook and the voice of that god rang out over the city. The many have suffered long enough. Unfortunately, Galerius' account just sort of stops after that, leaving a lot of questions unanswered.
Yeah, I bet.
What became of him and the other people who lived here? What happened to all the golden statues? And did this mysterious oracle single-handedly undo the curse that had terrorized people for hundreds of years?
Well, Al, who knows? Who knows? Maybe on the History Channel in years to come, some B-list celebrity will make a documentary about the uncovering of the Golden Rule. And the, I don't know. Actually, it was me! Sounds a bit far-fetched.
I don't know. It reads like an earnest account to me. Anyway,
yeah,
I think I found a way out through the aqueduct that brought water into the city. Follow me.
Right behind you, Al. We jumped here, did we? Ah, beautiful daylight. Is he hammering the temple closed again? Yeah.
I'm gonna pause here for a moment and make sure nobody else has ever lured into this temple.
Yeah, good idea.
You go on ahead, and I'll be there soon.
Okay, cool. Karen! Let's go and have a quick word with Karen, and that is the second ending. So I'm thinking we've escaped with Scintilla and ourselves. We've now... This is probably the good ending, isn't it? Getting everyone freed by taking on the god. There are two other endings. One is probably getting Sentius killed because of his crimes against Scintilla. And we don't know what the other one is.
You're back! But you're alone. Does that mean you didn't find Al?
I found him.
Oh, what a relief. Thank you so much. I was beginning to think you'd both become trapped in there. Why don't you tell me what you discovered while we wait?
I remember meeting you 2,000 years ago.
Ah, I see. I thought you might. Well, now you know. I suppose you have questions.
No, not really.
You can just call me Charon, if you like. I am sorry I was not completely honest with you when we first met. I do not enjoy deceiving people. Believe me, I do not. But I have learned, from 5,000 years of experience, that most people find comfort in familiarity, in gradual change, and coming to see the truth in their own time.
What truth is that?
That you died, of course. You were dead when I brought you here. My role, as the servant of the god of the underworld, has always been to assist the chosen to cross the threshold from the land of the living to the land of the dead.
How did I die?
Usually, when people do not remember how they died, it is because they suffered a terrible trauma. Most souls would rather not remember. Ask yourself honestly, do you really want to know?
Well, in the previous death, we were... I wonder if it's the same death.
As you wish. You
We were murdered, and Al came to save us, and he was killed first. Yeah, okay, so it's the same death. I wonder if that's going to be different, that's all.
Including 2 silver coins of ancient origin. Unfortunately, as you emerged into daylight, you were set upon by 2 thieves. A nearby hiker saw the scuffle break out, and leapt to your aid, trying to help you recover your bounty. You both fought bravely, but your assailants were armed, and you were not. There was nothing you or your ally could have done. He died instantly at the scene, and you followed a few hours later. That man's name was Al Worth. You were each in possession of a sacred coin, called Charon's Opal by some, and so it was my duty to bring you here.
Pluto said the coins, Al and I were the last in existence. What does that mean for you?
It means I am now bereft of purpose. There is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course.
What's so special about these coins?
Perhaps you have heard the tales of the Greeks and Romans burying their dead with a coin in their mouth. Along my... It means I am now bereft of purpose. There is nobody else to ferry here. Nobody to keep you company. After 5,000 years, the underworld has finally run its course.
Right, can you return us to the land of the living?
I see no point in keeping you here. But I have to ask one thing. That you keep this to yourself.
Look! Here comes Al now. Al! It's so good to see you. You were gone so long I thought I'd never see you again.
Kinda lost track of time in there. You wouldn't believe what we found. The ruins of a long-forgotten city. And there was a tablet describing an oracle who confronted a god and undid an ancient curse.
Sounds like quite a story, and I look forward to hearing all about it. But you two look exhausted. Why don't you hop in my boat and rest while I ferry you back to civilization?
Sounds good to me.
And you? Are you ready to go home?
I am, I think. One year later. Oh, okay, this is different. Oh, hello. Private members wing. Currently exhibiting. Oh my goodness. Ancient Rome, ancient Greece, ancient Egypt. Sumer.
Hey, you made it. It's great to see you again. I read your book, and what the critics said about it. I guess they weren't ready for your theories about the underworld.
I guess not.
Anyway, after everything you've been through, I thought you might appreciate some good news.
What's
so
that?
After we got back to the real world, I started doing some research into the people mentioned in Galerius' tablet, and I found something strange. I'm sorry I've been so cryptic. I've been dying to tell you, I just really wanted you to see this for yourself. Why don't you head on down there? I'll catch up with you at the other end.
In my own time, Al. In my own time. I've been told what to do enough. Boop. Listen to the ancient Roman statue of an unknown man in an inscrutable pose. One hand seems to welcome, the other warns. Well, she's nice.
Oh, hello.
What?
You're finally here. Remember me?
Galerius, what are you doing here?
It's a crazy story. After you disappeared, Charon appeared and told us she was returning us to the world. Even gave us some coins to help us start our lives over. Only, for some reason, she returned us to your world instead of ours. Anyway, I know we only ever had that one conversation, and I wasn't even sure if you'd remember me, but I wanted to say thanks for freeing us from the underworld and giving us a second chance at life.
Surely you want to go back to your own time. What are you doing with yourself these days?
Oh, I used Charon's gift to buy a farm in Umbria.
Oh, okay.
Got a villa on it too, with enough room for Dooley, of course. It's hard work, but I sleep soundly every night. I'm finally my own man, and I wouldn't change it for the world.
You're with Equita now.
I know! I can't believe my luck either. But we're engaged and living together. We're planning to get married next spring. If you're going to be around, we'd love to see you there.
I'd love to come. Count me in. Good to see you.
Of course. There's a whole museum full of people waiting for a chance to thank you.
Galerius,
so you better keep moving. We'll speak again soon, my friend.
Is everyone here, is it? Right, so how's Livia?
Oh, it's sweet of you to ask. She recovered nicely. In fact, she's here somewhere.
Oh, is she?
If you'd like to ask her yourself.
No, not really. I'll do that, thanks. It's good to see you, Equita.
See you at the wedding, I hope.
Oh, yes. Gauss has moved away. Dooley!
Hello, I'm Dooley.
I remember you.
Galerius said you're very nice and a big helper. Thank you for getting us out of the bad place. I didn't like it.
What are you doing with yourself these days?
I live at Galerius and Equitia's house.
I struggle as well.
They look after me now and help me remember when I forget things, like brushing my teeth.
Oh, sorry I never found your treasure, because obviously it's a different thing. It was good to see you, Dooley.
Bye-bye.
See, I wonder how many of these will remember. Oh, look. That's the backpack of Al. It's got some Roman shields.
Hey.
Oh, he's in the army now, is he?
Hi there, I'm Horatius.
Hi, Horatius.
I understand we have you to thank for giving us a second chance at life.
None of these remember.
And reuniting Scintilla with us as well.
Because we just come through the portal, hadn't we?
So, thank you.
You're welcome. So what are you doing with yourself?
I'm living up north and studying in the military academy in Modena. I'm going to be an officer one day. The world's changed a lot. But some things stay the same. Would you believe we're still studying military tactics from my time? Alexander the Great, Caesar, Hannibal Barca. Still, I have to keep challenging myself to let go of old ways of thinking and embrace the new. As Seneca wrote, the ones who pioneered our paths aren't our masters, but our guides.
Indeed. I'm sorry you never got to see your girl again.
Ah, you remembered that. Thank you. I grieved for a time, but that's done. In the words of Epictetus, as those who rode behind triumphant generals remind them they are mortal, remind yourself your precious one isn't one of your possessions, but something given for now, not forever.
Well said.
Thanks.
What happened to your buddy, Domitius?
He's not my... Oh, I see what you did there. Good one. He had more trouble adapting than most. He got himself disqualified from the UFC. So he started some kind of underground blood sport tournament, like we had in Rome. Suppose it appealed to people's baser instincts. And they say he made some good coin, killing a bunch of men like that. But his luck finally ran out, and his life along with it. You know what they say. Live by the sword, die by the sword.
They couldn't be bothered to just do his, give him a face, that's what it was. Sounds like he got what he deserved. Shame.
Perhaps.
It's good to see you.
And you. Farewell.
Right, the sly bartender. No, it's not, it's Cynthia.
I
Beg
take
your
it
pardon.
you're the Oracle. Thanks for coming.
Sorry, Cynthia. Good to see you again.
Actually, I changed my name to Cynthia. I didn't want to be associated with Sentius after what happened.
I
I'm
understand.
not sure if you heard, but after you drove Pluto off, Proserpina emerged from the Great Temple.
Oh.
She knew right away what none of us had figured out about that psychopath. He'd been keeping my little sister locked up in the upper
Yeah,
cistern
I
all
kind-
that time.
I kind of knew
But
that.
he's been dealt with. He's... you know what? The important thing is we'll never see him again.
Ah. What are you doing for yourself these
Anything
days?
I want. I'm a woman of means in a vast new world. I can go wherever and do whatever I please. Of
Nice.
course, I mostly just stay in my villa and have my servant Alexa summon things for me, because it's just awful out there. Barbarians everywhere.
Like we did there.
He's still there, all alone. The last golden statue in the
Oh,
underworld.
nice.
Trapped in a metal shell, slowly losing his mind until the end of time.
Like the lady.
Eternal torment. Just what he deserves, if you ask me.
Good. Good to see you,
You too.
Cynthia.
See you around.
Who have we got here then?
Hi there.
Yulia.
You're the Oracle, right?
I am. Taff is fine.
Of course, sorry. And I never got a chance to thank you for telling Galerius how to save my life. And of course, getting me and all of us out of a terrible situation.
What are you doing with yourself?
Oh, I barely recognize myself. I'm living in a house share in London
Oh.
with my wonderful girlfriend.
Oh.
And I'm studying English at university. Eventually, I want to travel the
Bad
world
news
and
for
write
Olpus,
about
then.
it. Turns out, it's about 30 times bigger than the Roman Empire ever was. Did you know there are entire continents Rome never knew existed?
Yep.
And you can travel almost anywhere in an aircraft, which is rather like flying on a Pegasus, but much more comfortable. Oh, sorry, you already know all that, of course. I'm just so excited. There's so much to see and learn and write about.
Seeing the world through fresh eyes sounds wonderful.
I have noticed people from your time have no idea how fortunate they are. I hope to change that. One day.
Whatever happened to Malleus and Claudia?
Last I heard, Malleolus kept insisting he was the last rightful ruler of the Roman Empire, and wound up being committed to a psychiatric hospital.
Oh dear.
As for Claudia, she was always so viciously unhappy. Someone said she'd blown all her money on wine, trying to drink herself back to the underworld. After the horrific way they treated Ulpius and me, I can't help feeling a sense of... what's that German word? Schadenfreude?
I think you're allowed to feel that way.
Thank you. You're very kind.
I am. Taff is kind, or whatever she said. What happened earlier?
Someone told me she was boasting about getting her claws into some rich prince, and how she was going to be living the high life from now on. Even in your time, life still isn't fair. Apparently, he'd proposed before they'd even met. And last I heard, she'd bought herself a first-class one-way ticket to join him in some exotic place called...
Swindon?
What was it? Nigeria?
Oh.
Some people have all the luck.
Brilliant. Don't worry, something tells me she's not going to get what she deserves.
Well, you are the Oracle, so I suppose I'll take your word for it. Huh. I feel better already. Thank you.
Good to see you again,
You
Julia.
too. If you're ever in London, let me know. We can go to bars and drink wine and listen to the stories of the 9 million people who live there.
That sounds like a nightmare. I'll take you up on that. Thanks for the offer.
You're welcome.
I'm not coming to London. I hate London. Hi, Lucretia.
You are here. It's nice to finally meet you.
Yes.
Lucy
Hello.
is fine. I'm making an effort to blend in, as you can see. We are all trying to keep a low profile. If the world knew we died 2,000 years ago and were suddenly brought back to life 12 months ago, they'd never leave us alone. Speaking of which, I wanted to say thank you in person. I'd say the gods smile on you, but I hear you drove the last of them off. So...
I am the god scarer? I don't know. What are you doing
I'm
yourself?
studying to get into medical school. As much as I resented the responsibility of keeping everyone in the city alive, when it ended, I realized I missed it. So I guess I'll just keep saving the world, if begrudgingly, one patient at a time.
That's the spirit. Alright, good to see you,
You
Lucy.
too. Don't be a stranger.
Hey.
You got... George. Oh, it's the old man! The old man got out! Brilliant! Oh... Georgius! Georgius!
Greetings. You must be the legendary Oracle. It is a sincere privilege to finally make your acquaintance. I am Georgius.
Hey, Georgius.
I am told we have you to thank for freeing us from Hades, and for that, I am most grateful.
What are you doing yourself?
I am reacquainting myself with Greece. It has changed so much over the last 2,000 years, I barely recognize it. This is at once heartbreaking and thrilling. Perhaps one day, once I have seen all of this new Greece and sampled her delights, I will settle down in Santorini in a villa overlooking the azure Aegean Sea. I hope you will join me there and regale me with the story of how you faced off against the fearsome god of the underworld and won.
That is an offer I will take up. Good to see you.
You too, my friend.
There you go. Got my holiday planned. Who's
Hello.
this? Fabia! Hello.
You're the one we've been waiting for. I'm Fabia.
Hi, Fabia.
I wanted to say thanks for sending Galerius to save my life.
Magnificent
I don't know how you
museum,
knew,
is it not?
but I would have been crushed by that shrine for sure.
You're welcome.
I'm just so happy to be here with you and everyone together again, even if it's just for one more night.
What are you doing with yourself?
Well, it's not like I have to work with all the silver Charon gave me, so I just do what makes me happy.
Good for you.
Mostly that means baking for my friends and looking at memes while binging TV shows in yoga pants. What a time to be alive.
Absolutely. Glad you're happy.
Thank you. I really am.
Really? Okay, good to see you,
You
Fabia.
too.
Simple things. Right, let's talk to the old man. We found hiding. What is this bright light coming from?
I take it you're the oracle everybody's talking about. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
You've got some sort of celestial light around you. We've met before, though you wouldn't expect you to remember.
We have? I'm sorry, I don't remember. In any case, I'm Philip.
Hello, Philip.
I never thought I'd leave that cave, let alone the city. And now I'm living in the 21st century. What a time to be alive.
Absolutely.
And it
You're
seems I have
positively
your
glowing.
Catabasis to thank for it.
I'm not sure what that means, but yes, thank you.
I'm working as a consultant to the Faculty of Classics at Cambridge University, helping fill the odd gap in their knowledge. Not that I need the money, but I do love being around enlightened minds again.
Good to see you.
My sincere thanks once again.
Ugh, typical him.
Good
Hello
evening.
Octavia. We never really spoke, did we?
Oh, hello. It's lovely to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
Nice to see you, Octavia.
I'm thankful that you're here. I was sure the person who drove off the last pagan god would have more important things to do than visit the likes of us. But
Wow,
thank
you know.
you for coming and for saving our lives. What you did was extraordinary, and I'll never forget it.
What are you doing with yourself?
I'm living in Rome again, in
Oh,
a
lovely.
charming little flat by the Tiber.
Oh, lovely.
Not far from my old place. Oh, and I'm training to be a crisis counsellor. After you sent Galerius to persuade Ulpius not to take his own life, I was inspired. I just want to spend the rest of my life
That's
helping
good.
people.
That's good.
Like you helped him.
Sounds like a noble cause.
Thank you. That means a lot.
Good to see you.
And you. Oh, and I hope this isn't too forward, but some of us are going out for a drink after this, if you'd like to join us.
That's very kind. Sounds good.
Wonderful.
I'm in.
I'll see you soon.
She's got her eye on an oracle.
Some
it would seem.
soiree, innit?
Please keep off the furniture.
Oh, hello at last. You must be the oracle I've heard so much about. I'm Dacius.
Yes. Hi, Daisy.
Listen, I wanted to express my sincere appreciation for what you did. If it wasn't for you, I'd never been able to sell all those useless old relics I accumulated. Whatever you did in that temple made me a very wealthy man. Thank you.
It's totally unintended. You're welcome.
Most gracious of you.
What are you doing with yourself?
I took the money I made from selling my trinkets and started investing in the stock market. That's where the real money is now. In fact, I was hoping to ask your advice, you being the Oracle and Future Seer and all that, on which stocks I should invest in next. I can't decide between fossil fuels, tobacco, gambling and arms. What would you recommend?
I can't see into the future.
Oh, don't be like that. You can tell your old pal Dacius. I won't take no for an answer.
DVD rentals have a bright future. Broadcast television is going to the next big thing. Print media is going to make it huge. Print media.
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just thinking the same thing. I'll go home and buy up as much stock as I can tonight. I'm going to make a bloody fortune.
I'll be going now.
Of course, don't let me keep you. Thanks again for the tips, my friend.
You could have brought Blockbuster back. Is that Octavia?
Good
That is.
evening.
Hello there.
Olivia.
Greetings.
Hello, Olivia.
Thank you for your kind words and for liberating us all. In all the time I was in the underworld, I never once imagined that I might end up in a place so much like Elysium.
Oh, we got that far. What are you doing with yourself?
I'm recovering. Octavia was kind enough to let me stay with her for a while, at least until I'm well enough to be independent again.
Reading any good poems?
Ah, you remember that. I'm a little tired of Ovid, but that's all right. I have 2,000 years worth of poetry to catch up on now. I'm already up to the 19th century, and am quite enjoying the work of a fellow named Poe. I think I may have found a kindred spirit. Men have called me mad, but the question is not yet settled whether madness is or is not the loftiest intelligence.
Well said. Good to see you.
And you. Farewell, friend.
Right, is that everyone? No, we still got another room full of people. Oh, the Egyptian. Ah! Hello, Kabash. Do you remember you tried to kill me?
It is an honor to finally meet you, Oracle.
Is it? Is it, Kabash?
You know my name?
Yes.
Oh, of course. You are an Oracle. You know many things.
You tried to kill me.
I too would like to offer my thanks for releasing us from that place, and for your role in bringing us here. This world is truly wondrous.
Do you want to have a look at my golden bow? What are you doing with yourself these days?
For
Killing
a
oracles?
time, I returned to Alexandria, but they have no need of another fisherman, and I came to see there is nothing for me there. Instead, I have decided to follow the custom of your youths and backpack the world. It is a great adventure, and I have met many people from many cultures. I spent the first 25 years of my life avoiding the 42 sins that would deny me access to the afterlife. Now, I think it is time I had some fun.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Kabash.
Hi.
Oh, it's Rufus. I was thinking, do I know these people?
Nice to meet you.
Rufus. Good to see you,
I
Rufus.
go by Rufus now.
Rufus. I've been calling you Rufus the whole time, so that's fine.
Oh, and thanks, by the way, for what you did.
What did you...
Sorry, I'm no good with the mushy stuff.
No, that's fine. What are you doing with yourself?
I live with Virgil in Rotterdam, not far from where he grew up. It's very modern. Destroyed in the war, and it rebuilt itself. Good place for a fresh start. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with my life yet. One adjustment at a time.
Okay. Turns out you were right. The statues really were watching us.
Good to know. Anyway, it was good practice for the new world. Security cameras and smartphones everywhere. Got to stay vigilant.
Absolutely. That's unfortunately true. Good to see you again,
You too.
Rufus.
Look us up next time you're in the Netherlands. We're grateful.
Oh, cool. Hi, Virgil.
It's so nice to finally meet you. I've heard so much about you.
Good to see you.
I wanted to thank you personally for getting us out of there.
That's okay.
And for helping Rufus come to terms with himself. He may come off a little gruff, but once you get past that, he's a lovely fellow.
What are you doing yourself?
I'm studying to be an architect again,
Ah,
and
cool.
living with Rufus in our beautiful flat in Rotterdam, just down the river from Nijmegen, where I grew up. Of course, it's improved immensely since I was there last. Gleaming futuristic buildings and clean streets full of educated, accepting people. You natives of the 21st century have no idea how fortunate you are.
Good to see you again,
You
Virgil.
too, as Rufus said in his own laconic way. If you're ever in the Netherlands, we'd love to show you around. It's the least we could do.
Yeah. I may take you up on that. I do like the Netherlands.
Hello there.
Scintilla!
Oh, I go by Gabriella now.
Oh, Gabriella.
I didn't want to be reminded of that monster every time I heard my own name.
Yeah, fair
After you drove Pluto off, Proserpina came and released me, and that monster got what was coming to him.
Sounds like you got what he deserves.
Mhm.
What are you doing with yourself?
I'm living with Ulpius on a little vineyard in Umbria. It's even more wonderful than I dreamed it would be. I'm so grateful to you for making sure
Oh,
he's
Orpheus
still with
fancied
us.
you, but was friends with you,
If
Julia.
you're ever passing through
Okay.
the region, I hope you'll come and visit
confused.
us. You can try some of our very own wine.
Oh, yes, please.
Thanks. You too.
Right. Last one? Oh, Al's down there. Right. Ulpus, make it good.
It's nice to finally put a face to the name. I'm Ulpius.
Hi, Ulpius.
I understand I have you to thank for sending Galerius to save my life.
Yes.
The way you just showed up out of the blue and stopped me from making a terrible mistake, I'll be forever in your debt. I'm living with Gabriella in Umbria. We finally bought the little vineyard we always dreamed of. It'll be a little while before we know what we're doing, but every day I look at her and this extraordinary new world with all its beauty, and I think, what if I'd given up hope and missed out on all of this? So we're living each day to the fullest. And we end them all the same way.
Glass of
sitting
wine?
together on our terrace with a glass
Perfect.
of our wine.
That sounds
which
perfect.
The locals say is almost drinkable now. And watching the sunset over the rolling hillside.
Oh,
And I couldn't be
that
happier.
sounds awesome. Glad you're happy.
Thank you. I wouldn't be here without you.
Yeah, you got spots on your shirt as well, by the way. Good to see you.
You too.
Right. Oh my
Evening.
god. Oh, I'm knackered after all that meet and greet. Anyone else? Is that a trap? I'll walk round. Bound to be a trap. You didn't catch me in your trap. Cheers, Al. Catch you next time. Oh no. Damn.
There you are. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, there's one more person I wanted to introduce you to. I think you know her.
Is it Karen? Oh no, it's Proserpina.
Sorry if I frightened you. Just a little joke I've been saving for a long, long time.
I recognise that voice.
Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person.
Am I supposed to be able to see her?
And thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention. Joke I've been saving for a long, long time.
Ah, I can see you this time.
Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Proserpina, former goddess of the cycle of life and renewal, and now a regular mortal. I wanted to meet you in person, and thank you for freeing all these people, and me. I hate to think what would have happened to us without your intervention.
You were whispering to me all along.
Indeed. Suffice it to say that while Pluto was controlling the eyes and ears of each golden statue, I was able to control their tongues and whisper to you when he was distracted. I am sorry my messages were so cryptic. There were only ever brief windows in which I could speak to you without being detected.
You did what you could, thank you. You created the time loop.
I did. I may have given up my immortality, but I still retain my gifts as the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. After witnessing Pluto punish countless poor souls over thousands of years, I knew this generation, the final wave, would not survive. So I tried to give them a way to buy more time. A second chance. Rather, as many second chances as they needed to avoid his wrath.
What became of Pluto?
I don't know what happened to him. I haven't heard from him, and I rather hope it stays that way.
Karen?
Oh, she inherited dominion over the underworld. Last time we spoke, she was working on a new world of some kind. She wouldn't say what it was, but I'd be surprised if you don't run into her again.
Waterworld, probably.
I imagine we all will. One day.
It was nice meeting you.
And you. Although it feels like I've known you forever. Oh, and one last thing. Do you remember all those golden statues scattered throughout the city?
No. Yeah, of course I do.
Good. Because they remember you. Well done, my friend. Of all the heroes who ever journeyed to the underworld and returned, none came close to achieving what you did. Hercules, Orpheus, Theseus, and Aeneas would be proud.
Oh, thank you, everyone. Another ending 404.